Oh, here it is. All right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. It's Fresh Cash Friday. We got the leopard shirt on. Here we are. Yesterday was a drop during the morning, and then we did have a pushback up in the afternoon session. I did tweet my trade idea. I live tweeted this, which was kind of fun. Maybe I'll do a video review on it this weekend. Anyway, here we are. How's everyone doing today? So we're like in the midpoint then from yesterday's range. This is the midpoint. Well, I'm expecting a push up. I'm expecting like a market make a buy model, pretty much, honestly. Or above. What happened during London? Had a jagged low. Yeah, expect that low to stay intact. We bounced on that 4-hour order block now, like came back into about 50% of this wick. And then we're going up higher. So we have open in about 10 minutes. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, the 8:30 news didn't even like do too much. Put the low. All right, let's see the chat. What's your bias? You're welcome, Fashion Boutique. Some people are saying chop chop. Yeah, we have these equal lows. That's true. They're not so far away. We're like 30 points away, so I don't really know how the structure, like, if it's just gonna be a straight up drop it open there or something like that. I don't know. So just like pretty much opening up flat on the day. There won't be much of a gap up or something, just a small gap up. Yeah, probably something like this, if it's gonna be any good. I didn't mean it like this, I just meant like this. It's my preference. I have to remember, like, not to share my bias before the poll so I don't influence it. Okay. So it's Capital Preservation Friday, Mental Preservation Friday. We did well this week. Stayed very patient, on like what day was that? Like Wednesday when I had no trades, and then yesterday I paid off for that. Okay. You guys want to see some tea? You want to see some tea yesterday? Let's start at the story like this. Okay, let's go to Twitter. This was 4 days ago, right? Patrick goes like, he takes a screenshot of my chat saying people were clowning him, whatever. And that was a day where actually took 1 loss and 2 break evens. And then it just was like, oh yeah, the chop is real, kind of joking around. He said, I'll teach you how to trade, Tanya. Don't worry. Daddy ICT can't trade and it's okay. Right? I don't really, what happened? Oh yeah, I said, you won't be teaching me anything. I broke up with VWAP 2022. And we don't get back together with exes. And then he goes, broke up with VWAP to marry I can't trade. I said, just as a guy who uses FEG indicator on his chart, right? And this is just like kind of just back and forth. I finally engaged because this is like the second time he said he'll teach me how to trade, and that's pretty patronizing. So, okay. So then yesterday, where's my beautiful chat? Let's see what people are saying. So then I'm kind of tired. I've been super nice all the time, and I'm trying to sass back, right? So then yesterday, he didn't have a good day. And I just said, don't worry, Patrick, I'll teach you how to trade ICT style. And it's a pretty heavy ratio there, actually. Okay, I've never been, and then I was blocked in about 30 seconds. He blocked me. It's okay, you guys. Don't dish what you can't take. That's my only response to that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, that was me literally just saying back to him what he said back to me. So I don't know what to say. Let me get my glasses out. I have no idea. Yesterday I cleaned up around here, and I don't know where I put my glasses, my sunglasses, so I can't put them on. You hurt his ego. I mean, unfortunately, That happens sometimes. I don't mean to. Sometimes I hurt men's egos. But I'm typically very nice all the time, so I think I can afford to be sassy sometimes as well. But that's the tea. It's okay, Patrick, if you're listening, you can unblock me. It's okay. He was probably just caught up in the moment. Upset because I think he had a bad day yesterday, but that's emotional. What can I say? Men are emotional. We got the open happening right now. Let's see if these data lows get taken. There's not really a play to the data lows, I don't think. So just gonna wait and see if that's the Judas of the day, maybe to go up higher. That would be nice, no? But so data lows on ES are right here. I think we just made an equal low on NQ. I don't think we took them out yet. Y'all are... I was just trolling there, you guys. You need to relax. Your chair's probably on the wrong screen. How? Oh, yeah, thanks. Those are my stocks that I keep track of. Because I was showing Twitter a minute ago. Yeah, so we took out the data lows. We'll find out now if we're going to get a good situation for the rest, See if we'll get any bullish action. We are just dipping back into... We have an hourly fair value gap as well. This is all, we've painted this back and forth so many times. I would just like a quick move back up higher from here. Would be nice. Do we have any news at 9:30? I mean, no, at 10. No, right? We have, ooh, yeah, we do. It says orange on Forex Factory, but it's really red. So no, thank you. Probably wait until then. Revised U of M. I was being a troll because people claim women are emotional, so I was just trolling that. If you guys don't get that, 10 a.m. moderate, but on investing it's typically not. It's like a red folder move on that U of M. It's like a red. Let's see here. Oh, here on. Oh yeah, it says on investing.com it's like also 2 stars, but we'll see because I'm pretty sure it's always very volatile at that time. Let's see here. Are we gonna form? How are we gonna react to this first FEG created? We took sell side. We'll see if we end up creating inversion and then breaker maybe here. That would be ideal, honestly. So tell it to my heart. How much did we move so far in the day? Not much, right? Yeah. Yeah, not much. Cause I can't keep guessing. It's me I'm missing. Okay, please don't spam the chat. We'll be put in timeout. Okay. Tell it to my heart, 'cause I can't guess it. So far, rejecting the midpoint. Yes, then go to data lows. So we could probably reject them while ES sort of catches up to the lows here. Close to chat's bias, mostly bullish, yeah. Okay. Well, unfortunately, it's still leaking lower. Like I said, I don't really want it to spend too much time here. I would rather, for a nice, clean, bullish day, that was the Judas, and then done that, and it didn't. So doesn't seem like today is going to be a trend day. So just have to see. Will we have a bounce here on this order block? Well, yes, maybe takes the data low. I don't know, but we left a lot of. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we're taking out the afternoon lows. That's true. I mean, these lows from into the close. It's so funny. I was really, thank goodness, I was in a long from here, and then I took some partial here, and then my last profit taken was here. And thankfully, I literally knew that it was gonna. The afternoon tends to be longer, and I just left the computer with my orders in, and thankfully I didn't have to watch that. That's disgusting. Literally paused right here, 2 points away below my TP. Actually maybe a tick, 2 ticks below. Yeah. So I just closed it at 4 right here. What's this? Yeah, still ranging. Patrick getting pressed in his stream, really? Why? Because of me? Nah. Not the VWA. Some people are asking why he blocked me. Yeah, tell him to unblock me. Everyone spam him. Yeah, we put him on the spot. That's too funny. I waited to see. I texted him and was like, yo, why'd you do that? Oh well. I'm still fine with everything. I really don't get into any drama, but like, you know, if you tell me like 2 or 3 times you're gonna teach me how to trade, it's pretty patronizing. So. Don't dish what you can't take. I'm literally waiting to see. I mean, I would think that this is probably going to be a sensitive area right here. I don't know. Yeah, this is a series down. This candle's going to move up. This is the move up that broke the structure. It should be the order block. This is like the last line of the sand. Like, sure, it can maybe bounce on like. We'll see how the hourly closes, honestly. That would be fine. Just wait for this hourly to close. It'd be good if it wicks and doesn't close below the hourly fair value gap, right? Yeah, the first presentation, fair value gap does give you a little scalp sometimes. So we did hit that data lows right away at the open, but like we were talking about, it was closing within 50% of this, which gives you a little clue. And then here it still gives you time if you want to. If you see that ES is kind of not there yet, probably could have scalped that, but I'm more like waiting for longs, you know? I'd rather just wait for my idea today, because you know, then you can sort of get caught up in tougher action if it's not your bias or such. Let me see here. Let me think for a moment. Oh, well, quite the little volume imbalance here at ES. I'm gonna wait till news most likely, we'll see. That isn't the first presentation FEG. It's on the 9:30 candle. All right. This is the 9:30 candle. You like my blonde hair? Thank you. Can't go wrong with some highlights. What's happening here? No shift up to upside. I'm really waiting to see maybe, you know, maybe we do take out this while ES takes out this and we have some sort of shift and inversion here. Could come back again into this order block, reject again, and then go for this. Yes, touching it, creating more liquidity. Hasn't taken it out yet. I don't expect the shift yet. We'll see. Capital Preservation Friday. So far, ES quite the ugly grind lower. The exact equal low at data lows. Like I said, I expect that to be just liquidity generated, and I do expect it to sort of come back into here and probably reject again. We're taking this out. Same thing with this. You still have 10 a.m. news too. That's what I prefer. Hit this, then have a shift. Reject here, down, and then have the shift. Ideally. So we'll see how these candles close. Here we're tapping into this again. Pretty good rejection there. We'll see what ends up happening. 10 a.m. moderate news, but I do think that kind of news is typically high impact-ish, like volatile. Yeah, ES also rejected right there. That order block. See if it ends up taking this equal low that it made. Just like a little chop before news, time distortion. See how it's like not closing above this little fair value gap? It's not inverting it. Still getting rejected there. Like, what would that look like? Not bad for a scalp idea. Time distortion before news. Do you guys think that news will hit this low again for ES and Q, or maybe one of them? Really like a clean shift above a high or anything for me to think for my bullish idea yet. But we'll see what ends up happening. A second, did I not? Oh, I didn't mark out that inversion good, but now we did invert that. I did not mark out the FEG well. That's a little concerning then. But essentially, I don't think we should come back up here if we're going to have more bearishness. So if we end up taking this out with a displacement, inverting that, creating a bullet, bearish, whatever, bullish shift, then we'll be fine. Did ES just hit the data low right there? Yes. Okay, so some divergences there then with ES and NQ for sure. ES made a new low. That could be the SMT of the day. Okay. We'll see here. There's no displacements to the upside from my bullish idea though. We did, what's this 50% of this? So yeah, I mean, I would think now probably 10 a.m. news we go higher. No? We'll see. There's no displacement for me along yet. I'm thinking that could be the SMT. Read PDRAs didn't fail yet for the longs. No displacements up yet for the longs. Just gotta wait, really. So if you were just trying to scalp this, it'd probably just cut it break even or whatever. Honestly, because or the ES scalp would have worked because the ES would have worked and that wouldn't. I don't know. We'll wait. We'll wait here. Inverted it, but it didn't invert it with a displacement, essentially, you know? Gotta wait for the market to lend its hand. Market's kind of boring right now. Hopefully better after 10 a.m. Some of you guys watch both of us at the same time. It's funny. Okay. So I'm gonna have an alert on ES. Pretty ugly. Pretty ugly. Time distortion for sure. ES was probably the move for the short. If you were gonna scalp, that did work for 3 points though. Like what's the point? I mean, it's fine. 3.5 points on ES. It's probably like equivalent like 15 points on NQ or so. Sadly, there's no energetic displacements up for me to look to get into a long, which is my main idea. And the more that it sort of chops, the the more it's likely it's going to be an ugly day like this. But I'm more thinking that it's sort of waiting until 10 a.m. news. Time distortion or whatnot. Rather be part of a quick move. What's going on with the different... Okay, NVIDIA's down 1%. Okay. This is pretty much like last line of the sand for NQ. It should get bought up here. I mean, it should bounce here. Fair value gap and order block. If we're going to have the next move up higher, where I don't want to get involved here for 10 a.m. news. And I think it's like lower probability type, but this should hold. If we're gonna have more upside. Last line in the sand vibes. No good, no good. So let's see if it ends up making a new low here. This OB. Sell it to my heart. Come on. Yes, it's just grinding, and we have news at 3 minutes. Low probability markets right now. We have news in 2 minutes. No bueno. More likely than not, this gets hit now. Just like it. Let's see. The market, ugly market. Ugly market. Capital Preservation Friday. One minute until news. Gonna surge. Yes, off its lows. Q near its lows. See how it reacts to this BPR/inversion during the news in 10 seconds, people. Moderate. Pretty wild news. Candles. ES made a new low here. I'll be ready to buy if it presents itself, but like nothing yet. This is kind of wonky, no? This is wonky. ES going higher. Inversion now. SMT inversion. I think I might try. Let's see here. Are there any types of I'm gonna try the longs. We get stopped out, it's okay, but I think this might be I'm gonna just try because I think this might be the low of the day created. This SMT. If I'm wrong, that's okay. I'm going long based on the inversion and the SMT. So we'd really want to see quick upside now, follow through. Ooh. Dipping back into whatever volume imbalance. Decent body close, dip back into the inversion. We'll see. I really want quick move back up higher now. These equal highs. It is going quickly. It shouldn't really come back at all there, so my stops now break even, honestly. Take a small partial is good. Took 2 off the table there. Stops break even. Taking the rest off at the highs here. Pretty good. Right, so now it shouldn't really, it shouldn't come back to my break even, honestly. If it does, then it's going to be just shit action, so. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, stop the break even there. Gotta be quick in this market, it's crazy. That's ugly. I'm really happy with my performance there. At least that was very quick, so. That was crazy. Sheesh. That's not good. Because really then, I would have wanted this to create a displacement, and then this to be not, and this shouldn't have been violated. And now it's rejected again here. And now it's really low probability marketplace. That's crazy. This is wonky action, you guys. They're coming for us. They're coming for us. Yo, this is wild, no? This is crazy. What the hell? Gotta be really quick. It went 30 bars up, 30 points up in literally like 30 seconds, in a minute, and then completely back 50 points in the next minute, 2 minutes. That was crazy though. We're on the battlefield out here on this live stream. That's what today feels like. And this just means like really low probability conditions, because like what's happening here with ES and NQ, right? Now I'm very much turned off to find another trade. You know, I'm very turned off to this marketplace right now, where it's like, what's going on here? You know, there's no clean displacements. There's a lot of wonky SMTs. So nothing yet for me. I thought, thank goodness for partials and break even, because I really thought like, oh, we're gonna start surging quickly up higher. But like, it's just crazy. It's coming back again in here. It's disgusting. I don't want to be part of that, you know? Because I think right now, this is literally a chop shop now. This is crazy. Yeah, it shouldn't have. I wanted this to displace, and then I wanted like this to hold down. So I'm like fine with having my stop there. I don't care what it does now. Right now, it could do the same move back up. I won't feel any FOMO, because it's not the kind of move I want to be part of anyway. See, ES. Well, ES has now actually displaced, so maybe we should try ES instead. I don't know. I'm not in a rush. Also, it is stronger on the hourly than NQ. Dipped into its little hourly FEG. I don't know. It's being held down. It actually has a breaker and a fair value gap here. So what would that look like if you just put stop like this? It's like a one-to-one type of situation. Like, where are you looking for? You know, I would think that we were gonna go up higher. What's the weekly look like? Well, we're like at all-time highs. Just makes things so hard. Like, do you really think we're gonna take yesterday's high? Not really looking like it from the first 45 minutes of the day. So no, I don't know. You know, if you think that we're gonna go with yesterday's high, then it is a worth risk and reward. But I don't particularly think so. I don't know. I do actually. Oh, I did think so this morning for NQ. 1 second, let me think about this. ES was much stronger in that sense, where it just took out the data lows, which is what I wanted. But the thing is, it's just too slow, you know? It's too slow here. If we're just gonna go up here, it's 18-point target. I think here. Like, what are the probabilities? It's cleaner than NQ for sure. We're just going so slow here with these candles. How long have we been in this FEG for? Yeah, like, I could probably hit here, but that risk reward's just not worth it for me at the moment. Just with the way price action is with these. This ugliness. And also just not worth it. Like, if you want to take like a one-to-one trade, then it better be like a high probability environment, no? So I wouldn't take that. And if it's going to go all the way up here, then I'm going to just wait for a displacement above this again, because I don't want to deal with this holding in this for like an hour, for like 20 minutes. It's not good. The longer it stays here, it's like whipsawed like back and forth in this FEG for too long, 1, 2, 3 times. So it really should start expanding now if it's going to do anything. So yeah, no thank you. It's a good decision so far with getting long here, partial break even, not getting involved again yet. Call an ambulance, but not for me. Nvidia's down 1.4, Apple plus 0.77, Tesla plus 0.46%, Google is up 1%, Amazon's down 0.5%, Microsoft's flat, Nvidia's down 1.5%. That's the chips were the strongest in the marketplace past few days. So like the more that they sort of stay down, the longer that NQ is going to sort of stay weak. And it's not like they're weak right now. It's just that they're digesting. Right? Like MU had earnings the other day, and NVIDIA really shot up with it. And then we had that huge move overnight on NQ, and then yesterday we dropped. So yeah, I mean, this is ugly. It can go here, I don't care, and I'm not going to feel any FOMO. It's just the ugliest action ever. I have a sip of water. Shivers. I'm very happy with the performance though, like, sheesh. I feel like I'm in the Matrix with that. And then don't worry if you weren't fast enough. There's been plenty of times where I was not fast enough. It's just the skill to develop. You have to treat yourself like a professional athlete and get like good enough sleep, have your pre-session warm up, post-session cool down type of thing. Yep. So now we'll see in a low probability marketplace, now we'll have another SMT here where NQ makes a lower low and ES doesn't. Well, before it was with ES, and that's where you don't really count SMTs because of how out of sync they are, right? Like we have an SMT over here at these highs, you could argue. And then, you have SMT at the lows, right? Neither of those are the start of a trade idea. They shouldn't be a start of a trade idea. Anyway, SMT should never be. So, this is ugly. That's like I've been saying. So far I'm very happy with not getting involved. A little barcode action, bro. If you scan this, you get a freaking $5 hot dog at Costco. Just bouncing between P to A's here on NQ. This, and then now this. We'll see if it ends up being something good now. But, what time is it? 10:15? Like, why would it start being good now? Like, that should have been the catalyst here, the 10 a.m. news. And then the continuation. Here, whatever, you see an inversion, you could maybe scalp it up to like this. I don't want to do that. Rather get involved in good action. And that would mean like this swing high and an inversion here, really. Otherwise, I'm not going to be. Oh, that's a 30-second actually. Why was I on 30-second there? Ugly. It's just ugly, bro. 10:15 mental game reminder. 10:15 mental game reminder, which means, you know, capital preservation Friday, bro. I'm not in a rush to do anything. Tried one trade idea, small partial for 20 points and break even. Might not get anything good today. What's why I'm looking like? Why I'm just surging. This is literally definition of low probability. When the indices are all out of whack like that, like look at YM, what the heck? Just going higher and higher. It's at all-time highs again. Yeah. Didn't tap the data low. And then it just like surged above and kept climbing. Wild. So that's the definition of low probability. You see why I'm surging higher and Q's lower, chopping lower, and then ES is straight up just stuck in the middle of the range. You don't want to go out all guns blazing on these days. You gotta keep your powder dry for when it's a good day. That's when I want to, you know, have more risk on. Otherwise, no point. Not looking good on NQ. This should have been like a strong reaction here at this order block. The fact that we're just staying here is very no good. No good. So, where's yesterday's low? This? Doesn't really mean I think we'll go to yesterday's low. We're probably just going to stay in the range. I don't know. We're an inside day. It's tough. Did ES take out yesterday's high? No. Inside day on ES as well. So let's engage with the chat. With this chat, what are you guys thinking? Let's ask the chat. Did you guys take a trade yet today? I mean, this is my bias now for the rest of the session. Is likely NQ does like slowly bleed lower, make lower lows, while ES stays in the range and YM goes higher. Doesn't mean I'll find a good trade though, because it's low probability. Not anything I can see. That's good. See here. Let's make a poll right now. Let's just trade the 5-minute. Okay. I'm not gonna trade the 5-minute if I don't see anything great. We have these lows you can go for next for sure. Let's see. Last, did you take a trade yet? Poll is up. No good, we disrespected this. Not really any good at displacements to get part of. Good job, just like filtering out that inversion. There's no point. Didn't work. You want a better market structure shift than that when they're so out of sync and choppy like this. So we'll end up seeing like this is a 5-minute order block here. Is it going to just like sort of tap into this area? This I'm not getting involved in this. I am just going to be tape rating this, but this, if it's gonna go then to here, it should just reject from here and then go lower. There's really low probability conditions right now in this market, so don't advise doing anything really. Well, I don't do any financial advice in general, but just letting everyone know that I'm just tape rating today. You wear at your own risk. That's me reading like the 5-minute. Because this is a small bodied order block, then the most sensitive part should be from the wick to the body. This green candle here. Why? Because this is the candle that took liquidity, took these highs, and, you know, into this imbalance, dropped lower. I don't know, where was this? This is probably a 1-minute candle or something. Then dropped lower, and then we closed below it. So now it's an order block. That's reading 5-minute in a very low probability environment, right? Yeah, so far rejecting that area. What's Tesla doing? Is Nvidia still making new lows in the day? Yeah, it's near its lows. Yeah. Yeah, Nvidia down 2%. So let's see if it closes below. Yeah, the order block region, if it continues or not. Then you just kind of anticipate a choppy grind lower in that sense, because that's how we've been delivering today. While ES is making new highs, I mean, that's just, it tapped its buy side here, but it didn't really have a strong reaction there. So did it tap it? Make a new equal high. It didn't, wait, no, it made an equal high there. Very funny. While NQ is, you know, bleeding. See on the 5 with how they look different. Very different. So it's really not worth the risk, you know. getting involved in any place. We'll see here. This could very well just wick this, come back into the range, go lower, because it's ES and it's been ranging. So it could be sneaky, sneak, sneak. We'll see. Watching a 5-minute at this point. It's a good idea. You can take a look at heat map. Get a better idea. Finvis. So what is ES on the day? It's probably like plus 0.4% or something. Plus 0.24% at 10:30. I mean, NQ is negative 0.15. I don't have high expectations for today at all, you know? Let's see here. Yeah, it's just a weird mixed day here. You know? What do I do with that? Not much. So it got rejected at first, now it's digging up. It's, I don't know what to make of this at all. There's no displacements higher, then I don't get involved. Digging again here. We'll see what 5-minute does, but not high probability either way. CYM surging. A good 5-minute close. It's still looking like you know, NQ, weaker sister, weakest, no displacements over highs or anything. So there's no reason to get into longs. And the shorts are still aren't really clear, you know, with displacements lower either. So it's a tricky marketplace. Did close, you see on the 5. Books do the damage, bodies tell the story for now. So really I would need to see a nice clean close over this at this point. But it doesn't look like it. It looks really like we're probably going to head here. We'll see here. Yep. So, even though I didn't get involved, I'm still very pleased with my tape reading because I can tell in my performance, I can tell it's a very difficult environment. See, like, what's ES now doing? It's not doing a whole lot. Coming back into 5-minute FEG, though, while NQ near its lows, YM near its highs. Doesn't mean any type of action is going to be easy. It's yucky. Ugly. That's the kind of day I think today's going to be. See the 15-minute? I mean, you can tell right away from I mean, the first candle was a strong lower candle, dipping into some bullish PD raise, and I wanted it to pretty much blast off from there, and we didn't. You see these dojis, it's just showing close, tiny body candles, showing a lot of indecision, a lot of difficulty. This is very difficult to trade. You want to be trading in this kind of environment, right? Where it's expanding. All these candles are going in one direction, below the previous one, essentially. These are tougher, and you see on ES, it's a totally different story. Still a pretty good tape reading there. I'll end up seeing, I'm watching this inversion, we closed below this low, is this inversion holding this down to go to here? And it did. Or it did at least at first, so that would probably be potential scalp, but again, like I said, it's just such hard conditions here. Almost like really not worth it. Like, it really should have then quickly went there, It's the fact that it's just chopping, grinding, it's hurting a lot of people today. You need your capital preserved. It's like it's frustrating even to watch it, but it's good practice, right? It's good practice. Like, a lot of the times, I mean, the market's going to be like this maybe 20% of the time, where it's like all out of sync and really tough. And I think the market really trends like 20 to 30% of the time. That's where you really want to be. That's where you want to come with your guns blazing. And then the other percent of the time will be like, you can probably find internal to external and they will be in sync, but Okay, so we did hit those equal lows. It's pretty good tape reading there. So even though there was no fair value gap here presented on the 5, we talked about this was an order block. And we marked out the wick to the open. This wick Did some damage, but didn't really come over a swing high, really. So then it came down to those equal lows. It's really exhausting a lot of players in the marketplace right now. I'll be ready for when they're exhausted. See if anything at the 1050 macro occurs, but again, low expectations. What did the chat say for they take a trade yet? It's a hard day, so if you're red, don't worry. Guys, did we get him to unblock me? No. we can't tell him what to do. Let's see here. 36% said no trade. 34% said yes and I'm green, and 30% said yes and I'm red. Well, that sounds about right. Someone said swept my high and went straight to TP. That's the kind of environment we're in. So like, it's okay if that happened to you, but just don't, tilt and get into more trades, essentially, that are not good ideas. Yeah, I'm not like loving ES either. Fact is, we closed below this little 5-minute FEG. We're still falling below structure. We did dig into this order block, but again, we didn't have such a strong displacement above this. We closed above it, but not that crazy. It is just very ugly and choppy, so it doesn't give me any kind of idea anyway, either. In particular, you want to be part of the moves that are very obvious, right? For here yesterday afternoon, this is why I felt kind of confident live tweeting it. Literally, there was SMT here, ES made a new low, NQ did not. This was like literally like manipulation. Back up over here. The swing I had marked out was a 5-minute swing high, which was here. Because I say I always want a 5-minute swing high if you're in a large area, which is actually, I was like this, yeah. And then I was just like flipping through to see if where the displacements, waited for displacement above. It didn't displace first, and then it finally did. It didn't offer 2-minute FEG. All right, I'll make a video reviewing that. You see, that's like obvious displacements here. It's like, what are you looking at? There's no clean displacements over swing highs anywhere. Today's like, everyone who's playing 0-day options are getting hurt for sure. Not like there's not a clean inversion for the upside either. I don't like the small one. No. We're probably still just gonna be coming digging back into here still. I don't know. Hit the like button if you're learning though, if you're learning something. I think I'm very happy with my performance nonetheless, with the long partial, then stop break even, and then just saying it's no good, and we'll tape read the rest and marking out areas where I could reject. And it did, and I went there while ES was definitely ranging and doing crazy things. And like I said, you're having SMTs on both sides here. You can't really count either of them as a good idea, right? This is the environment where you shouldn't be qualifying SMTs like that. Because you have one at the high now, you can justify shorts, and there's one at the low, you can justify longs, right? It's not the way to do it. The way to do it is like what I showed earlier. So let's see here. Learned how to be patient watching Tanya. Hell yeah. Today, this is ugly. Like, look at these 15-minute candles, right? We're just whipsawing. There's no clean closes here. We're in a battlefield. Like, that's exactly what I felt like as soon as I got stopped out of the rest of my long here. I literally felt like we're in a battlefield now. And you really have to pick and choose your spots correct, like carefully, right? Like I said, the only way I would probably get involved is if there's a clean displacement over, let's say, this high now. And that's not really, it's 1041, it's not really showing up like that. We'll end up seeing. So far, this hourly is wicked below this last one. I mean, you could for sure then try, if it presents itself along to the upper side, and then if it does, then, you know, indices would get back into sync. Then that's the only way I would get involved in a trade today. So we'll see. Again, I need like a displacement, clean one. Needs to be convincing. So you like went over this high. Displacement over the high. That's what I need. I'm not going to do it if it just closes above and leaves one lower. FEG's lower. That's no good. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking at. Like maybe we displace higher, fair value gap and breaker block there. That's the only way. And I really don't think that's going to happen. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe it does. Maybe 1050 macro does give us something. Then you got those equal highs. Not really, but that's previous hour high. I don't even think that it'll happen, first of all, and second of all, if it does, I don't know if the risk reward will be there. Let's say this. It's like a 1-to-1 in a low probability environment. It's not good. We'll tape read it. We'll see what happens. Yeah, my weekly target was met yesterday, and Asia high and low were taken out, so I just decided to chill. Yeah, good job. Yeah, you're right. My weekly target also was taken out yesterday. It was weekly SIBI. I also had this as the target mostly, which was taken out on Wednesday. So today is very much a digestion day. It's an inside day, but inside yesterday's daily range, right? We haven't moved outside of it on ES or NQ. The only YM did. So much harder to make money on this kind of day versus this kind of day, you know, or this one, these larger candles that have follow through, you know. It's pretty much very seek and destroy, wicking, closing back inside the range. And you mentioned your list of requirements last stream. Can you tell us what your requirements are to take a trade? I think it would be interesting to see different traders' requirements. Yeah, I feel like that's more of like a video that I should plan out. I do have a list of requirements in getting involved in afternoon trades because those are typically much slower, more difficult, or just stay within the day's range. This PA is disgusting, I know. It's no easy day, I must say. Guillermo Lucas, Tanya, you bullish or bearish? You're like, clearly you just like entered the stream because I don't know what kind of question that is really. Stefan says, I throw darts at a board. That's how I pick. Top down my trade, too much chop. Good decision. It's Capital Preservation Friday for sure. London, as long as the two highs you have marked remain intact, London low and previous day lows make good targets. It's decent. They're decent. Well, I'll keep this marked out though. Remember what I had? I actually don't know why I deleted that. I'll keep this marked out here. I mean, this could even get wicked out. You could. You're right. It could. I don't know previous day low, but maybe London low could. You see how we're still wicking in this area? Rejecting. But it's chop shop. This is good though for your brain to really strengthen your willpower and self-discipline and patience, because that's the most important thing in trading is, most of the days are not going to be easy. So you have to make sure that you're strong in the days that are difficult so that you're around for the days that are easy. I had mentioned, I could get involved in this long. It would have worked out, but, for 1 hour and not really worth this crazy chop here. Who knows if I would have put the right stop. The wicks really do damage. An alert above this high. That's basically my idea, I guess, is if the only good idea I have is if during the 1050 macro we just start having displacements, which I don't really have high expectations for. That would be if we displace and have a FAG here. And what my stop would be here. Still 1 hour in a low probability environment. And to new highs would be 1.6 R. Delete that, it's not a trade right now. It's just me thinking about whether the risk is worth it. If it were to present itself, and it's not. Right now, we're still rejecting this area. This order block from the 10 a.m. news, right? Well, no, actually it happened during 10:03. 10 a.m. news was quite interesting. We had this inversion, I tried long. Dipped in it, started surging, partial, stop, break even, thankfully, because that was a crazy next candle, right? We essentially did reject, even in this candle, right there probably. And this is where ICT is look, exactly, something like that. Let's see, did we though? Yeah. What's this candle? Open. 39.50, and what's this candle high? 39.50. right? And that's like upper candle about 5 minute. Weird. Yeah, still rejecting this. So pretty much likely NQ leaks lower, making new lows again as YM and ES make those new highs or whatever, ES ranging. So it's not giving me that idea with, oh, maybe we'll displace over this over long. Nope. So then you just chill. So I'm not particularly bearish either. I'll probably find a few scalps, but is it worth the mental capital? I don't know. The hourly is about to close in 8 minutes. Still just like a wick doing a lot of damage. I still would want this high because this is the breaker. It's the high before the new low day. I don't really care too much about these, I guess, but if it took this out for displacement, likely it will with this one. It's still nothing, literally nothing, you guys. It's just crazy. Yucky. Did you take an L today? No. People have been saying ugly PA for this week and the last. Yesterday was good. Yesterday was good. What other days were good? Can't remember. I think Tuesday was good. Yeah, Tuesday took out Monday's low. Yesterday was good and Tuesday was good. Monday was ugly. I should not have taken a trade that day. And then Wednesday, I didn't take any trades actually, so I learned then from there. Today, I just took one long and then partial and stop break even. So I just like took 20 points on NQ on just like half my position, so not crazy. Today's the ugliest. I think so. I think today might be the ugliest. Or I think Wednesday too, but maybe today even more. You're right. What was that? Wait, what was that alert actually? What did I get that alert for? Didn't make any sense. But it was crossing up. I don't know why. I didn't put an alert for that. It's more likely than not ES does invert this. Wait, what is this? The 3 minute on ES? So the 3 minutes, 3 minutes is ugly. This is so ugly, I'm sorry. I mean, but like we called it, right? And I stayed very patient and did very well. Today's like a day a lot of people are blowing up accounts, getting frustrated. It does feel like price action is so slow. What's the range of the day so far, the morning? Just 100 points, you know, for the whole New York session. It's very small for NQ. That's fine. We're generating liquidity for other days, so you just have to stay. Look at the 4 hour. What the hell? Oh my god. We have 3 hours left in that candle, but I still think it's probably going to end up like small body. Probably inverting this hourly. Not looking good on the hourly for more upside. We'll see in the next 5 minutes, but it's likely gonna stay rejecting like that and just chopping. So I don't see any clean moves to the upside yet. And your decision is either to stay on the sidelines, or you could scalp. Like I did call out a couple potential scalps, but For me, I'd rather just put my risk down when it's smoother sailing, right? And decide when you want to go in the ship. Do you want to be when it's stormy weather when you're going sailing? Or do you want it like clear skies, right? Today's stormy weather. By the way, how are the people, anyone here in Florida? Thinking of you guys, just like hurricane down there. So the chat is very much split in 3 on if you took a trade on your red and green today. Interesting. You're Gucci, that's good. Diego, I'm glad. Yeah, maybe because ES is at all-time highs, we need more structure. This is, yeah, very much what happens at all-time highs because it sort of needs to generate more liquidity to then sell side to take out more buy side, So then you're going to get more consolidation areas and just days like today. Yeah, we bounced here yesterday. I said this was the last line in the sand, and I'd look for longs in the afternoon. It ended up turning out okay, but it's not like we had real inversion back up to the upside and clean, strong action back up, A 15-minute candle close. Comedy. It's been rejecting like this area. Now, how many times? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, it's staying in the bottom half. Wouldn't be surprised if now we go lower because now it's a 1050 macro. We did not have any displacements higher, right? Let's see. Does NQ just grind lower? We'll ask the chat. What do you guys think will happen first? It takes out this high at 33950, or it takes out this low. I mean, it could literally also just freaking wick this and not displace and then just come back. It's really, you're in a range, within a range, that's really tough action and not really feasible. But, some people are probably scalping. I would think probably peaks lower, or at least goes for this low first. So like if you're scalping that, what does that even look like? It's like this to this, and your stop's like this, and it's like a 0.5 R. It's not the best. Not worth it. While ES is, going higher. Not really. It's just stuck. Right? We made a new high. This is the funniest thing. It's like it's just really hasn't gone anywhere. You want new low of day, it's probably a 1-to-1. Probably 1-to-1 or so. Hey, I mean, go ahead if you want to do that. 1.5. Well, it'll probably take like an hour, but so it's not really even the scalpers not really loving it either, are they? We'll monitor what that's like. This 15-minute tick at this high came back in the range. I mean, likely, yeah, then goes at least this low. There's your little 0.5 R. I mean, I'm having fun tape reading this. Hit the like button if you're enjoying this anyway. I mean, if you're learning something. I'm still tape reading it correctly, I think. See what this 5-minute does. I mean, the longer ES stays in here, the longer it's just going to come back lower and takes this out. Then probably NQ takes out low day, whatever it wants to do, but it really is just choppy. What's the range on ES for the day, you guys? Probably like freaking 10 points. It's 15, 16 points to here, but if you take the bodies, it's 12 points. Or if you take the body of the candles, it's like 8 points. It's funny. Make an equal low there. Now we're like just resorting to the 30-second to be tape reading this. Did this make an equal low? Low 92.75. Yeah, made an equal low, so it's generating liquidity again. Probably then we'll see if it ends up getting rejected there in this area. Then to just kind of take this out. You don't really want close above 50% of that. I'm resorting to reading on the 30-second for real. Kind of funny. It's crazy. Crazy market. Let's see. That's what the 11:10, 11:50, whatever macro 10:50 to 11:10 macro. If that's what the what really the silver bullet is in the 30-second. It's not. It's an ugly ass action. And there's no clean follow through. So it's like likely just chopping up, back up into here. These people are going to get hurt. Depending on where those people's stops are, right? I don't know. We'll see. Continue watching. We're going to stay within this range by 11:10. Or are we going to take out at least this low? No? This is ugly. 30-second. The 1 minute then look like wick. Well, there was a 1 minute FEG. Well, I rejected pretty cleanly there. Okay, so we're gonna go lower from here. We're just gonna chop again in this area. Most boring thing ever. Play a range within a range within a range within a range. Rangeception, people. Okay. So is it gonna go through there to here then? And that's like the scalpers, what, like probably like 10 points or so. I mean, whatever, you know. And then it didn't even close and follow through to new low of day, so likely then just chops again in the area. What's a 5 minute look like? Yeah, it didn't close either below the swing low. So it's ugly. But then it's probably going to come back again and frustrate people, no? I don't know. We'll see by 11:10. Are we going to hit new low of day? We'll see. It's definitely a slow-ass market. Slow grind. You can read it correctly and still get frustrated by just how slow it is, you know? At the very least, it did respect like the highs, making lower highs and things like that. So, okay. That's basically it, I guess. Pausing again before low day. Like, all right, you know? Like, I can tape read the scalps. I don't really want to get involved. Just because you can analyze it doesn't even mean that like you'll be able to execute them quick enough, you know? Because you got to be really quick then. Just like we showed, at least I was quick earlier today. See, NQ again, nears lows. ES really hanging out here. It's not looking good for it. Like I said, it should have really expanded already. It's not looking good. It's probably ranging again. Then if it does range again, take out this intraday low, this intermediate term low. Right? Why is this an intermediate term low? It rebalanced this FEG completely. And then if it takes this out, then, you know, this is likely going to hit new low day or whatever. It is what it is. You can make up maybe a couple $100 here. But don't marry your bias is what I mean. It's like I was bullish today. And you know, didn't work out. No continuation. Stopped out in profit, then tape read the bear side, essentially. And it was still pretty ugly. But it held up, you know. Quite ugly. So that 1.5 R-ish, yeah, that would have worked out to read. And even just tape reading is going to help you practice and read things in the future. So hit the like button if you learned something. So by 11:10, we saw, I said, I'm demanding break above this high for continuation up higher, and it didn't give it to me. It noted that it was still rejecting from this opening of this 5-minute order block wick to body. And I did that because it's a small body candle. This is an order block. Why? Because it took out this liquidity inside this imbalance, right? Okay. You know what's funny is like I do look at sometimes ICT's live streams, and it is funny how, you know, my charts will definitely look different than what he outlines, but I'm still using his concepts, but you know, I'm still successful with it. So that's the whole point, is like he has a lot of different things you could use to in your arsenal, essentially, right? And you can pick and choose. The 11:10 is literally in like 1 minute. It's just stalling before the low day. Pretty so what is the word? It's like I keep forgetting it. I don't know what it is. It's a characteristic of, and it's pretty characteristic of seek and destroy days. I can say that actually, but it just kills me. Okay, there it is basically, I think, new low day. So yeah. That's fun. That's kind of fun actually. Pretty indicative. Thank you. I hate it when I can't think of a word. That was fun. Yeah, it was fun. Someone saying previous day low, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Like, we've seen. I'm kind of interested to see then, like, what this 15-minute candle will close. If it doesn't close below this, you know, you're just gonna get more chop. Congrats. Yeah, you're green for the day. Congrats then. Yeah, thank you. Indicative. Friday stands for shit, literally, someone said. Well, I'm pretty satisfied today. Just with how I carried myself, for sure. Let's see here. What is, yeah, pretty cool. I mean, I guess you could have put, I don't know. It's just such a whipsaw market, I would probably put the stop there, yeah. Okay, let's see here. Did my assistant send me any messages from the chat? Let's talk to chat for a bit. Yeah, he did. Shrey Amana says, can anyone indicate what his balanced price range Tanya is using? It's a concept. It's not an indicator or anything. And I don't think there's like a specific video on it. And it is something you learn with more experience, but essentially, a lot of people think in a balanced price range, is when a bearish fair value gap overlaps with a bullish one. That's not true. That's not what it is. So let me have some water. Yeah, you can see here, very indicative seek and destroy. No follow through there. Probably this 5 minutes gonna close back inside the range, and this 15-minute will as well, and then you're gonna have some garbage. As you're just taking out a low and a fair value gap, it could totally bounce from there again, and then bounce back up to this area again of rejection, and then go back down again if it wants to, or do whatever it wants, you know? Okay, so let's see here. So a balanced price range is when price has been offered on both sides of that marketplace. The orders have been filled already, right? So then there's no reason for price to go back down already, essentially. So here, right, during this time, the market was offering price between these areas many times, right? And then finally we get that little swing high on the 5 broken. By the way, I'll mark it out essentially on the 5 to help myself find the proper swing high, because honestly on the 1 you'll just keep like moving it lower and lower, and it could potentially be fake, like fake you out. Like for this, like for example, like you shouldn't be taking this and saying that's a market structure shift. Didn't even displace above it, by the way. So here, we kind of mark this out. So price already offered, I really think of the paint roller analogy. It offered buy side and sell side so many times here, right? Where, you know, for more buys, like it doesn't need to come back down here anymore. It can essentially, this range now is balanced, right? It doesn't mean I'm putting my stop up here. I did see someone that did, and maybe I'll end up becoming so advanced in the future where I'll be able to, and then I'll have these tiny stops. But I'll just eventually, I'll just take like, I'll take the area where 3 PD arrays fail as my stop. So then that's like a fair value gap here, order block here, and then, this breaker, essentially, breaker. So at the low of that breaker, well, technically this is really a breaker, so I could have even put it a little higher, but it's fine. And then this is where I wanted for full target 2.6R, but this was this first target. And you can see the best trades are really, it's really going to start spooling because all the orders have been filled essentially on both sides, and people who were manipulated out, they're now on the wrong side of the marketplace. This is going to act like as a mitigation block essentially for people getting out of their orders, mitigating their orders. And then you see like barely any virtually no drawdown essentially, right? Those are the best kinds of trades, not the trades that are really you're sitting in for 10 minutes and it's at your break even still. So then here, we're just kind of no displacements over highs. It would also be, that's why I'm saying it's like, oh, if we displaced above this, then I would look to long, and then I would put that stop like here below this low. Same kind of thing. We offered buy side and sell side already multiple times between this area. And then there was no reason for it to come back all the way down here, so you can put your stop here below this breaker. But again, we didn't form it, right? That was my trade idea in anticipating what I want price action to look like if I were to get involved, and it didn't give it to me. So you just don't get into the trade. And then we just tape read the bearish side because that's what it was respecting still, right? So it's really just thinking of price in terms of paint roller and then aligning yourself with time of day as well. And then using those market structure shifts, really. That's going to help you the most. And also, for example, this one, right? This candle completely filled in this imbalance, right? This is now an intermediate term high, so it should not get broken if bearish structure is intact, and it didn't. And then this was closed below, create a straight change of state in delivery. Why? Because this is the candle, the green up close candle that took liquidity. And those are the best order blocks. And that's what we talked about earlier. Is look how it paused right there. Take the open of this and the high of this, it's the same. And on the 5-minute as well, this was the 5-minute order block essentially, and it did reject here from the wick to the body. While this wick did come up into that 1-minute body, it still didn't. There's no swing high here that got broken. No. Of a displacement like this, if you're thinking that this is a bullish shift, no. Right? We talked about that also as it was happening. There's no displacement there above that. Sure, if this was like a potential inversion market structure shift, no, it didn't happen. It rejected straight up there, right there. And then we followed the bearish side, inverted, we'll tap into there into the low day. That was a potential scalp we talked about. That's how you trade these kinds of markets, and I think it's important if you are here and you show up. It's really good for your practice, and you'll make it, honestly, because this is the type of action people really do lose their accounts in, because they become very stubborn with maybe their bias. Because, for example, everyone was bullish today, right? Maybe they become super stubborn with their bias, and they just start seeing things that aren't there, and they'll say, this is a bullish shift, and I'm going to buy this fair value gap or something, and then as it comes down in it, you get wiped out right away, right? Or, oh, this is a bullish shift here. No. Don't do that. There's a bullish shift here on the 1 minute. Here's this little 1 minute FEG. No, don't do that, please. So I can see how when people get frustrated and say it doesn't work, you're not framing the market correctly. Yeah, so that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed, everyone. Wait, actually, let me read the rest of the questions. Tiny quick question. What was the basis of confirmation for the earlier trade with displacement? It was like SMT at the low and inversion. Let's see, Tanya. Why do you trade the 1 minute over the other time frames, or do you not have a favorite? I'll often look at what is the cleanest structure. So, for example, in the afternoon yesterday was a 2 minute. Sometimes I'll take a 5 minute or a 3 minute. 1 minute is good because it'll often show me a fair value gap, right? It's a lower time frame, but sometimes the 1 minute does not show an FEG and the higher time frames do, and then if you start on the one, you're gonna miss out, right? In the 2022 mentorship, what's the steps? He says start at the higher time frame until when you see the manipulation happen, you start on the higher time frame and then see if there's a fair value gap there, and then you go lower. Okay. Yeah. How do you identify low probability conditions? Okay. So if there's failure to close below lows with displacements, if it's just wicking that area of interest and closing back within the range, that's one. Two is if we had a very large day range the day before, and if there's already okay. Two is if there's a very large range the day before, that makes sense that the next day could be accumulation and consolidating. Three, let me take a sip of water. Yeah. Three, if your target has already been met for the week, then it's likely could be just accumulating for the next week, if your weekly target has already been hit. What else? If the indices are all out of sync is an important one, right? So if we saw here NQ was making new lows in the day while the Dow was consistently making new highs and ES was ranging. That's making it difficult to trade in. So essentially no follow through. Biggest thing is really there's no follow through in those close below lows, right? If we're already balanced on the upside, right? So this is like actually an example. Very, very similar action actually to yesterday when I took a short, right? Here, it's totally different. You can actually compare this to yesterday on ES. I think it looks very similar. Yeah, perfect. Was that a 2 minute on ES yesterday? Or the 3? Yeah, it was a 2 minute. You see, yesterday was not 1 minute. Does it not look the same? Or very similar, right? What's the difference here? Okay, we both had manipulation into this FEG and took out these highs, right? I'm actually go on the 2 minute now for this one. What's the difference? There's no displacement here below low. It's low, literally, there's a fair value gap right there, clean, obvious. Rejected CE of that along with the order block here and the breaker keeping it down. This is a 2 minute. There's no FEGs anywhere to get involved with. And it's just whipsawing back and forth. Sure, it came back into this order block and ended up, you could have played the order block and going lower, but it shows you how lack of follow through. It's very, very much slower. That's why I didn't get involved in this. Also, what's the difference? That it kind of like already hit some areas of interest here. This one is okay to there. And I'm not particularly like eager. Yeah, I'm not eager to get involved in a marketplace. I really like to just enter in a fair value gap. If there's no FEG, then it shows that market's not moving quickly, right? There's orders on both sides, because the idea is if you leave a fair value gap, we move there with speed and displacement. So then when we're coming back into it, there are orders waiting to be filled there to join the move, or orders getting mitigated, right? People that were on the wrong side, if it lines up with a breaker or a mitigation block, they're coming and getting out of their short positions and whatnot, trying to get out, break even or join the trend or whatnot. And then it should be a quicker move. But you can see here how much slower it's been. So it has been leaking lower in London. Let me see any other questions. Let's see any other questions. Okay. Yeah, Silver Surfer asked, to use NinjaTrader on Trader of 8 with my fund of futures, is it that straightforward to just use the username and password? Yeah, you just go to configurations and you click NinjaTrader and you put in your Trader of 8 configurations on username and password, and that's it, because NinjaTrader does own Trader of 8. They bought Trader of 8 like a few months ago. Oh, and by the way, my fund of futures is having a 40% off sale if you're a new customer, if you wanted to try their starter account. So it's literally like $48 for a 50K account, no activation fee. So it's literally the cheapest. That ends the end of September. Other 30 days has September, April, June, and November. So, and September 30th. Let me see here. What is it exactly? Yeah. Let me see. Any other questions? This was kind of fun. I don't know. It wasn't so bad. It wasn't as bad as Wednesday. Wednesday, I kind of was like, I got no clue what's going on. Today, I had more of a clue. And tape Reddit were pretty good. Let me see here. Oh, yeah. Send myself this. Someone took a 1R win. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was tape rating for the most part, is like a few 1R scalps, and I personally just don't find it worth it if I'm up on the week, right? Let me see here. And I took a win in the session, so it's okay to it's totally okay to just kind of tape read it and stay safe in the action, because otherwise, let's say you lost. Let's say you took a negative 1R loss. Now you're tilted and you want to like get a win. It's the risk of injury is not worth it sometimes, essentially, right? It's kind of the equivalent of like, yeah, like I said, if you're going out sailing in stormy weather, right? So is it worth it? Not really. Like, sure, you can make it through if you're skilled enough. But even like the best traders, they're going to wait until like a lion, right? Okay, so this is what it is. It's ends end of September. So if the 50K starter accounts are $48 a month if you use code Tanya, and there's no activation fee. So if you pass in 1 month or less, it's just $48 all in. 100K starter accounts are $90 a month, and 150K starters are $132 a month. So I think that's like the best deal right now. I think that's the cheapest, because no activation fees. And as we know, other futures firms, after you pass, you have to pay an activation. Yeah, 30 days has September, so valid until September 30th. That's for new customers. If you're a first-time user of them, that's their special their special for this month. So I think that's a good idea to just, if it's only $48, if you're new at trading, if you're new at futures especially, you get a feel for the market and you get more experience. I honestly don't think paper trade, I'm changing my mind recently on paper trading. I don't think you should spend too long paper trading because you really have no investment at all in the trades and no emotions. And then it's like such a shocker when you go into evals or funded accounts where there's money on the line. And I think putting like just a little bit, if it's a evaluation, just gets you more invested in the trade. I personally didn't spend so much time paper trading, but I wish I would have just a little bit, but I don't think you should spend more than like a month paper trading. So yeah, that's all for today, guys. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. We're just basically seeing exactly what played out. We switched from a bias where we were bullish and then switched over to thinking, okay, NQ is going to slowly drop lower, while ES is probably still in the range. Let's see here. Yes, yeah, back down lower, ranging essentially. Like we said on the, even though the chop here took a really long time, even if you thought it was seek and destroy, and let's say ES. I'm yapping a lot, I know, but like I literally drew this out today. But let's say even if I thought I was like, okay, it's gonna chop, so I think lower. It took a very long time here to drop. Like that's a lot of energy, mental energy. So all in all, I'm very pleased and have a great weekend. And we will be back here next week at 9:15 a.m. I'll see you then. Keep a lookout for my some trade reviews and other videos I'll put out. And if you want to get notified when I go live, make sure you hit the notification bell and have your YouTube settings on for notifications. So, bye-bye.